What is up, guys? Welcome in. My name is Nick and welcome to the channel and welcome to this run through of update 11 in Forza Motorsport. A lot to go through. Seems to be a pretty good update from what I can see, but I thought I would just run through it and yeah, have a little chat with you guys. So yeah, let's get to it. Right, yes, update 11. So, as I'm sure everyone is now aware of, the main headline is obviously we are now getting Road Atlanta back into the game. It has been missing for a while, and a very welcome addition. Pretty certain it was going to be based on the title of the update, but yeah, it's nice to see that's confirmed. So we're still waiting on Monza, Bathurst as well, obviously, or Bathurst, depending on your regionality, and Long Beach as well. From what I remember, are the games that have been in Forza Motorsport that were like real tracks. I don't know what the inverted commas are. They are real tracks. Real tracks that have been in relatively recent Forza Motorsport games that are currently missing from the new Forza Motorsport. So yes, Road Atlanta, favourite track of mine. It's pretty good. I quite enjoy it. It's pretty good on multiple different versions as well. It's not one that's reliant on either a fast car or a slow car to really enjoy it. But yeah, that's obviously the main headline. So with that, probably the next biggest headline that was on the little video thing that they released with the update is obviously we are getting multi-class races. So that could be very interesting. I don't know to what caliber of racing that will be. I know even in places like iRacing that the multi-class races can be a bit of a call them an issue maybe. So yeah, I think unless there's some form of ghosting going on, I don't really know how that's going to work. But then if there's ghosting, what's the point of it being multi-class? I don't know. But I'm expecting absolute carnage. So I'm very gladly to be proven wrong on that one, but I'm expecting absolute carnage. And going through the patch notes here, one thing that I didn't see in the little video thing, this is why I always try and read the patch notes about it, is we've got improvements to the replay system, which is always nice, more details and stuff going through there. But they have actually mentioned, if you can have a look just in this top section, I'm just going to let me grab a mouse here, just in this top section here, as well as live spectating for multiplayer races will be added in a future update. They have confirmed that we will be getting a live spectate mode. I don't know if it's just me not paying attention to stuff that's going on, but that seems pretty cool to me. That seems weird omission that they didn't put it in the video as well. But I don't know if they just don't want people to draw attention to it too much in case it gets delayed. But that looks to be very exciting. Alongside that, we've just got our normal sort of career event things. It just gives you the brief rundown of sort of what car is going to be using what in what section of the solo. But the important thing of the single player is that I'm actually going to get a car that I probably want. It's the 2018 Aston Martin GTE. So it'll be another GT car coming into the game. Hoping we were going to get a touring car. I'm not going to lie, we've been a long time since we've had a touring car. It's only really been the Peugeot and the MG are the only ones that have been added in since launch. We've had a fair number of GT cars. It is the more popular spec, but I am a touring car boy, so I would have liked to have seen something in that regard. But we shall hold out hope for future updates. And alongside that, obviously, you've got the Open Cup thing. I'm not really a single player person. I only really do multiplayer, but the raw card for that also seems to be pretty cool, so might be something that I pay attention to. You also get a pair of driver seats for completing the road and the race driver seat when you do the tour, so yeah, I mean, I guess that's cool. Spotlight cars with your discounts and stuff, not really too fussed about that, to be honest. I own most of them already. I'm sure if you play Forza any decent amount of time, you'll probably already own most of these, as they are the online staples, to be honest. So yeah, it's the Spotlight cars are what they are really. It's not really something I worry too much about. Now, another thing that did seem to slip through the video update thingamabobby is the introduction of the GT4 Lobby. So we've got the GT2 and the GT3 currently. They did say in the last update that they were looking at adding GT4 as well. And it's here in this update. We'll be rotating between GT4, 3, 2, and then back to 4 in week 4 of the update before update 12. So yeah, we got unfortunately it's a little bit limited. Hopefully we'll be adding some more GT4s, but we do have the Ginetta, and those who know me know that I'm a big fan of the Ginetta. The G55 is a fantastic car. We've also got a little bit of shifting here, as you can see from the table. So a couple of cars are moving from GT2 to GT3. Most importantly, the 2011 Italia GTC Ferrari, not the Challenge one, the other one, and the Aston Martin GTE will be added to the GT2 lobby once it becomes available from the single player reward. The Nissan from the Open series is going to go into the GTX Sport Car series, and the GT4 series is going to be made up of the Ginetta, the Crossbow, and the TTRS as well. So a little bit of interplay between the two. It's kind of interesting to have a front-wheel drive along with the Ginetta and the KTM, but the KTM. There we go. And yeah, obviously the little bit of rebalancing done with the Ginetta because it's currently at a competitive GT3 level, so it's having a lot of its obviously weight and weight pulled out of it because obviously it's basically pumped it full of power, and now they're just sort of pulling that back a bit, so make it a bit more balanced in the GT4 lobbies, as it should have been to begin with anyway. But yes, moving on. Right, they are back. The Endurance series is back as from last update previously, which will be a rotating lobby mixture of it's going to be multi-class as well, so we will find out very quickly how that's going to fare. First iteration going to be GT2, Prototype 2 and Proto Hybrid, then followed by GTP/C. I forget what there's too many different versions of GTP stuff for my brain to remember, and then the GTX cars, so you'll be able to use that new one in that multi-class one if it's unlocked by that point in time. Forza P2 and touring cars, that should be very interesting, and then you've got the vintage sports cars and the vintage prototypes coming, so that's going to be the 4-week rotation. And in the multi-class ones in the Open series, you've got probably quite a classic from Forza if you've played it back in the day, the ABCS multi-class ones, which is very, very hectic if you get those. Most of the ones that actually look very interesting to me would be the E, D and C class. That should be quite fun. Might be an excuse to get the G40 Ginetta and that G40. Yeah, the Paquito one, the small one. That could be quite fun to get in there. R, A and C class probably going to be the most sort of interesting one, I think, probably in terms of boundaries between performance. S, R and P class I think is just probably going to be people driving cars too quick for them, as they normally are in the upper class of Forza Motorsport. So yeah, it's going to be might be time to dip into some open class races, maybe build a few cars, see how we get on with that. But yeah, that should be quite fun. Alongside that, they've actually expanded the single tier, the single class rotations to 3 per week, up from 2. So more options there to do the open cars if that's your jam. Not really been mine so far. They tend to get a meta pretty quickly, but might be worth some time investment through this one. Now we've got the multi-class in there as well, could make it a bit more interesting. Right, next. So Rivals events, your normal sort of mixture of sponsored content. You got the second version of the LDG Challenge qualifier, Jobby What's It, where you're driving a McLaren around Laguna Seca in this one, I believe it is. Yes, the 720S Coupe around Laguna Seca full. So if you're wanting to try and win $50,000, that is your way in to that one. We've also got a couple of the ones, Corvette for the E-Racing Association Alpha Cup 1, the absolute word soup that is, and another Mobile 1 championship where you're some classic car. Was it the, oh yes, the very old Corvette, that's the one. So if that's your jam, we've got some rival stuff coming in here, and then some extra ones for VIP people, but well, like me, but I don't really dabble with that too much, to be honest. Other than that, your general bunch of bug fixes, menu stabilities, crash reports, all that sort of stuff. And finally, we've got the adjustment to some quality of life for specific cars in combinations of things where stuff would disappear, notably Aston Martin Vantage V12 dashboard would disappear if you put a race cage in it. So that obviously has been rectified now, along with the other ones that you see in front of me. But that's pretty much the rundown. A lot of actually reasonably cool single player stuff. It might be enough for me to actually boot it up, although I'm in two minds as to whether the fact you've put a potentially very useful car at the end of a thing that is just a way to make me sink time in the game is kind of annoying, but at least that car is like kind of cool and useful and be used regularly, I guess. So It's kind of the trade-off. I'm not really bothered with a lot of them, to be honest. I don't really care that much. I don't do open class stuff at the moment. Maybe when I open that up, I realise that I've missed out on something, but hey-ho, it is what it is. At the end of the day, I'm sure those cars will become available through other means at some point, so I'm just going to wait for that. But this one might be the one that gets me to do some single player to get that Aston Martin and potentially the Nissan as well, because that looked kind of cool, to be fair. Multi-class racing should be pretty cool. The multi-class endurance racing would be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that one. Kind of sad, no love for touring cars. Get yet another GT car. I kind of feel like it's a bit time that you bump up the touring cars. We've still got loads we're missing. We've got Turn 10 if you're watching. We've got the Toyota. We've got loads of BMWs that over the history and current, the new like 3 Series and the old like 1 Series and stuff like that. And obviously we've even got things like the Hyundai Elantra, the Toyota Corolla. We've got the, I think I've said the Toyota Corolla once already. The Seat Leon as well. Obviously these are some of the main ones jumping off the top of my head. And if you want to get around to getting some 90s Super Taurus, that'd be great. I want to. Give me a Volvo 850R touring car, please. Turn 10. That would be amazing. I know a lot of people will be very happy with that. But yeah, obviously, Road Atlanta, we always like getting another track. It's very good. Obviously, they're all free as well, so that is a big win. And it's more variety is never a bad thing. So I wouldn't expect the next update to have a track as well. I think that might be a bit too much too frequently. But Road Atlanta for the moment is probably pretty good. I don't know when Bathurst is. Bathurst. But I do think that you might find that they might time that with the Bathurst 500. I don't know my international racing calendar as well as I would like, but hopefully we get that out soon, because that would be a very big track. I say the two main ones we're missing now are Bathurst and Monza. Say Lime. What am I talking about? I said it earlier. Brain work. Sorry, it's very late. Oh, the beach, yeah, the beach one, whatever. That one, you know the one I'm talking about. I said it earlier. That would be quite cool as well, because that's a very fiddly circuit. It's a street circuit as well. We don't have too many of them. But yeah, that would be, I think it's a pretty strong update. This one could hopefully be enough to bring some people in, especially the endurance ones that sort of kept a lot of people interested last time. Did wane a little bit towards the end. Unfortunately, the touring car ones were quite empty. Doesn't really seem to be carrying it well, but I don't know why I love touring cars. But yes, anyway, I'm waffling now. If you've enjoyed this video, guys, I make regular content about sort of racing and chatting inanely over racing and explaining why I'm an idiot, generally. But yeah, if you did enjoy this, drop me a subscribe down below. That would be a massive help. And leave me a comment letting me know what you think your biggest improvement, your favourite part of this latest update is. And I will catch you in the next one. Cheers.